Hello! Today I'm diving into The Invisible Boy, an Italian fantasy superhero film. The film opens with Michele cycling to school in Trieste, Italy, with a €50 note to buy a costume for a school party. He sits behind his longtime crush, Stella. Their class is interrupted by police officer Giovanna, Michele's mother, investigating a missing student. She asks the class to report any information about the student to the police. After Giovanna leaves, Michele's nose bleeds and he rushes to the bathroom. His bullies, who've tormented him for years, force him to hand over his money. Disheartened, Michele goes home and uses his saved coins to buy a superhero costume from a rundown shop. The shopkeeper gives him a tight overall and a cheap cape, claiming it's a Chinese superhero suit. Michele dislikes it but buys it. At home, Giovanna sees him in the costume and encourages him to attend the party despite his death. At the party, Michele enjoys himself and talks to Stella, but his bullies play a video of her walking, claiming it was on Michelle's phone and accusing him of stalking her. Humiliated, Michele locks himself in the bathroom. As classmates bang on the door, he wishes to be invisible, and the lights go out. In the next scene, he escapes through the bathroom window and heads home. The next morning, Michelle's dog barks at him. Ignoring it, he goes to brush his teeth and is shocked to see only his robe and toothbrush in the mirror. He's invisible. He removes his robe, and when Giovanna enters, she can't see him. Michele quickly writes a note saying he left for school early, which Giovanna reads and accepts. On the phone, he assures her he's fine. Unsure what to do, he wears full coverage clothes and goes to school, watching Stella from afar. Spotting his bully, he decides to teach him a lesson. Stripping to become invisible, he roams the school naked. In class, he grabs the bully's paintball gun and uses it on the teacher, leading to the bully's suspension. Michele then sneaks into the girls' changing room, but a towel falls on him, revealing his silhouette. His powers fade and he becomes visible, causing the girls to scream as he flees. The next day, a psychologist, Basili, lectures the class on teen mental health as two classmates have run away in the past month. During the talk, Michele's hands glow and disappear. He rushes home after class, covering his body. His little sister Candela sees him invisible and screams. Michele calms her, saying his costume gave him superpowers. At the police station, Basili and Giovanna investigate the missing children. Giovanna suspects kidnapping, but Basili insists they're just rebellious. At home, Michele overhears Giovanna on the phone, learning he's adopted. Hurt, he goes to a nearby swing. Stella arrives, mistaking him for a ghost but isn't scared and asks to be friends. Michele draws a smile in the sand to respond and they agree to meet again. At night, Michele visits Stella's home. She's thrilled to have an invisible friend. They kiss but his powers fade and he runs off before she sees him. Later, during Stella's gymnastics class, a needle hits her back, knocking her out. Michele, deciding to reveal his powers to her, arrives with his dog and sees a masked man abducting her. Michele and his dog attack, but the man escapes with Stella. The police arrive, realizing the missing children were kidnapped. Stella wakes in a strange facility, wired to machines, where Basili interrogates her, revealing he's behind the kidnappings. She's tested and locked in a cell with two other missing friends. The next day, Michele is at a beach when a blind man from earlier appears. The man, Andre, answers Michele's questions and claims to be his father. Michele doesn't believe him. Andre explains he was a normal man from a Russian town until a nuclear explosion mutated survivors' DNA, granting powers like flight, telepathy, and invisibility. Called specials, they were used as weapons by a military camp, the Division. Andre, who can read minds, and Michele's invisible mother had Michele, the first special child. The Division took him, but his parents escaped with him. The Division killed his mother, and Andre left Michele at Giovanna's door after confirming her kindness. Now, the Division is kidnapping children to find the special child. Andre gives Michele a suit that turns invisible with him and erases a nearby fisherman's memory before leaving. The police and Basili arrive. Giovanna reveals Michele is adopted, making Basili suspect he's the special child. Basili offers to take Michele home, but Michele notices a bite mark on Basili's hand from his dog's attack on Stella's kidnapper. Suspicious, Michele tries to escape, but Basili locks the doors. Michele turns invisible and flees. On the street, he jumps onto his bully Ivan's bike, urging him to ride away. In a safe spot, Michele reveals himself and tells Ivan about the abductions. Meanwhile, Stella and her friend spot a ventilation shaft in their cell. Stella escapes, climbs a tower, and makes a smile on a searchlight to signal Michele. He and Ivan follow the light, but find Stella recaptured. Ivan causes an electrical malfunction with his paintball gun, and invisible Michele sneaks inside. He sees Basili monitoring Giovanna and Andre, who've teamed up to find him. Michele knocks out a guard, frees Stella and the others, and locks the guards in the cell. Stella insists on saving an old man, but she suddenly points a gun at Michele. The old man, who controls minds, was manipulating Basili and Stella to lure Michele. He takes them to a submarine. Andre and Giovanna arrive with Ivan as the building is set to explode. They rescue the other kidnapped children and Basili. Andre reads Basili's mind, learning he was controlled. The building explodes. In the submarine, Michele discovers his telekinesis, using it to kill the old man and save himself and Stella. They return to shore where a crowd awaits. Michele flaunts his invisibility. Andre warns that the division will return, so they must erase everyone's memories. Michele kisses Stella one last time, and Andre erases everyone's memories before leaving. The scene shifts to Russia. Michele's mother, thought dead, was only wounded and now leads the division, opposing normal people who see specials as freaks. A guard informs her that while they lost Michele, they found his twin sister, Natasha. A flashback shows Andre escaping with 2 children. The film ends with the guard saying Natasha is in Morocco, hinting at a sequel. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to support the channel. Thanks for watching!